any comments he wishes to make.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and as I'm sure is the case with you, I don't particularly enjoy being here tonight. Tonight's hearing on very short notice is on a resolution censoring Representative Paul Gosar and removing him from a seat on the Oversight and Reform Committee for a video posted on his official Twitter account last week. Before I continue, I do think it's helpful for the committee to summarize the sequence of events. Last week, Representative Gosar posted a video that was certainly provocative. After the video was posted, Leader McCarthy reached out to Representative Gosar to discuss the issue. Then the video was taken down, and Mr. Gosar released a public statement making it clear that the video is intended to be symbolic and that he in no way meant to suggest or espouse violence or harm towards anyone. Earlier today, Representative Gosar appeared at the Republican conference meeting and explained the video in question. He also reiterated that he does not condone violence, does not endorse violence, and did not intend his video to be viewed as an endorsement of violence. As far as I'm concerned, I think that should have been the end of the matter. I also think that the chronology of events has been lost in the rush to meet today and the rush to condemn Congressman Gosar. Though his initial action may have been inappropriate, he immediately took action to rectify his lapse of judgment and to make amends. But instead of accepting that and moving on, the majority is instead rushing ahead to force a vote on censoring Representative Gosar and then removing him from the Oversight and Reform Committee. This is in a clear contrast to institutional precedent. I would remind the majority that historically the majority and the minority have respected the right of each of their conferences to assign their members to committees. Excuse me. The decision about whether to seat a member on a committee or to remove a member from his or her seat on a committee traditionally rests with the respective conferences. Earlier this year, the majority went against that tradition for the first time when they voted to remove a Republican member of Congress from her committee assignments. Today, they're proceeding to do so again. Mr. Chairman, this continues to set an extremely dangerous precedent for the future of this institution. In future years, this precedent may be used to give the majority veto power over the minorities committee assignments. That's a dangerous, dark road for the institution to go down. But to make matters worse, this is a road that the majority has not chosen for itself. There have been plenty of instances of members on the majority side using intemperate language or taking controversial and provocative actions. Yet the majority's never acted to remove its own members from their committee assignments. I could give you a list as long as my arm of such members, none of whom have been disciplined by the majority. That's deeply frustrating. But what's also deeply frustrating about today's hearing is that if action is necessary, there are two much better options of dealing with Representative Gosar's action than what the majority is proposing today. First, the majority can and should do what it should have done earlier in this Congress and leave this matter up to Leader McCarthy and the Republican conference. Indeed, this was a topic of discussion at today's Republican conference meeting. Second, the House also has the option of referring Representative Gosar to the Ethics Committee. This is also an appropriate course of action. It would give the bipartisan Ethics Committee the time to review the matter, allow Representative Gosar to present his evidence and arguments, and give the committee the chance to make appropriate recommendations. But instead, the majority is once again rushing forward with a resolution to strip a Republican member of a committee assignment without giving either the Republican Conference or the Ethics Committee, the two appropriate venues, a chance to resolve the matter. Make no mistake, Mr. Chairman, though Representative Gosar's actions should be questioned, the actions of the majority are going to make this problem worse. If the majority insists on continuing down this road, one day, which I think will come sooner than my friends would like, the majority is going to change over. And when that happens, there will be a strong precedent set giving the majority veto power over the minorities committee assignments. I do not welcome that. But I can clearly see what the results of today's actions could be. This is a dark and dangerous road the majority is going down, Mr. Chairman. There's still time to pull back and reconsider. I urge you for the future of the chamber to rethink this course. With that, Mr. Chair, I yield back.
Well, thank you. And let's just say, let's not lose sight of what exactly is in the video. Gosar swings two swords at a foe whose face has been replaced by that of Biden. In another scene, Ocasio-Cortez's face is edited over one of the faces. Gosar flies into the air and slashes her in the back of the neck, killing her. Now, if an average citizen tweeted this, they might get a visit from the severest kind from the FBI. And I should also point out that Mr. Gosar's staff actually defended the video on Monday night, telling us all to relax. So, I mean, well, whatever. I'm happy to welcome our witnesses today, Chairman Deutsch, Ranking Member Walorski, and Representative Escobar. We are grateful that you are here. I now